Hi everyone, and welcome to today's General Hospital recap. As always, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of our videos or recaps. I am very close to you today, but that's okay because we're all friends, right? So let's get right to today. Sam and Patrick. So Sam talks to Patrick about little Jake. We have to specify now. I can't wait until a few months and then we don't have to. And Sam wants Danny and Jake to have a relationship, and Sam tells Patrick she thinks Elizabeth is reluctant for the two of them to have a relationship. And then Patrick says Elizabeth probably just needs a little bit more time. She's really overwhelmed. And Sam's like, yeah, I understand that, but it kind of seemed like she wanted off the subject permanently. So then Patrick is kind of defending Elizabeth, and Sam tells Patrick about how Elizabeth, back in the day, and I brought this up right in the beginning, if we remember, back in the day, Elizabeth tampered with the DNA test for the baby Jason found that he thought was Danny to keep Sam and Jason apart, and although she only kept the lie up for 24 hours, it was still like a horrible thing to do. So Patrick is shocked by that fact, and Sam doesn't want her and Elizabeth's past to affect Danny and Jake, so Patrick says that he will talk to Elizabeth. Elizabeth and Jake, speaking of. So Elizabeth is still letting the reality of little Jake being alive hit her. They talk a little bit about Carly's marriage to Sonny, and then a little bit about marriage in general, and it gets a little awkward. And then Monica and Michael are at the door, and they want to see little Jake. So Monica hugs Big Jake and says it's so good to see him again, and Elizabeth has just this stricken look on her face. Stricken. And then Jake says that he would like to talk to her again like they talked before, and they high-five. It's a little bizarro, but it's fun. And Michael high-fives little Jake, and Monica makes a comment about him being a man of few words like his father, and Elizabeth gives the most epic eye roll I've ever seen, like to the side-eye eye roll. Like, it's pretty majestic. E-cat, you have changed the white balance with this trail of yours. So these conversations with Jason about how Jason isn't here are like really hard to sit through, because I just sit at the TV and I point and I'm like, you're Jason, he's literally right there in front of you. It's so painful. And then Michael asks about updates on Nicholas, and Jake says how Elizabeth doesn't know about this, and Jason tells Michael that about Nicholas' previous involvement with Hayden Barnes and how Hayden claimed to know who Jake is right before she got shot. So then Michael asks if Jake considered the possibility that Nicholas also knows who he is, and Jake says that Nicholas says Helena never told him, and that he and Sam don't believe that Nicholas is capable of keeping a lie or a secret like that. And then Elizabeth interrupts, and I'm like, oh, if only you knew. Like, oh my goodness, I can't even imagine what it's going to be like when this whole thing comes out. I mean, it's just going to, oh my goodness, I'm so excited and I'm scared at the same time. So then Michael and Monica are going to head out to tour the clinic site, and then Laura shows up, and Michael and Monica leave. So now it's Laura, Jake, and Elizabeth, and they're alone, and let's see how this goes. Come on, Ekaterina. At the Metro Court, Carly says that she's trying to text Morgan, and she texts him with, I miss my little boy, and he replied, K, and I just found that very humorous. And Carly tells Sonny about Morgan and Denise, and Sonny says that he took care of it. So Laura shows up, and this is before she shows up at Jake's house. See, I get out of order a little bit sometimes. So, and the three of them sit down and talk, and Carly says how Luke gave her the highest compliment of that she reminded him of his mother. And then Carly makes a comment about how it's such a shame Jason will never know Jake because he's gone, and Laura tries to agree but reacts kind of weird, and Sonny catches on. And then they talk about Lucky, and Laura kind of gets defensive. And then Carly, oh, one second. Carly talks about how Big Jake, Jason, more, and Laura says she has to leave, and then Sonny invites her to the wedding. And then Carly also got a weird feeling from Laura, and right when they're really about to talk about it in depth, Corinthos' associate walks in and tells Sonny that it happened again, and they've been hit. Another shipment has been taken. Not good. At the police station, Franco questions why Silas is there, and Franco tells Silas that he knows Denise is Ava, and Silas took Avery to save her. And then Franco confronts him about what he did to Nina, framing her, and he admits that what he did was wrong, and he came here to confess. And then Silas tells Franco about Nina hearing the baby cry, and then Franco slips in anger and says that Morgan and Denise are sleeping together, and then Silas really questions him on it and pushes the issue, and Franco wants to make the conversation about Nina again, but then Silas leaves. Franco attempts to call Nina, and she doesn't answer. Denise and Morgan. So Morgan tells Denise that Franco knows about them. Morgan really thinks he's going to tell Kiki, and Denise says that he wouldn't do that to him. E-cat, she's shedding a little bit, and there's like cat hair in my eye. So then she says that Franco would never hurt Kiki, and that's why he's not going to tell, so everything's going to be okay. So then the two of them are too much. Like, seriously, if you guys want to be together that much, and if you really can't stand to be away from each other, then just break up with Kiki and be with Denise. Like, it's going to hurt Kiki more if you're cheating. Like, it's going to hurt her for, like, you know, 5 seconds when you break up with her, and then, you know, residual hurt. But seriously, it's going to hurt less than being habitually cheated on. So neither of them care about Kiki as much as they say they do. So then he kisses her again, and Morgan and Denise are at it again, sleeping together, and they didn't close the front door. So Silas walks right in, and after the deed is done, Denise and Morgan are talking about how they can't keep this up forever, and Silas is in the doorway of the bedroom and says, "I have to agree with you on that one," and the two of them bolt upright, and it's great, to be honest. I must have rewatched it at least 3 times before I start recording this, because it's seriously just great. Nina and Rick. So Nina is waltzing in and saying that their marriage is over. She tells him she loves Franco and Rick deserves someone who loves him, and she apologizes for hurting him and that they should both move on. So then he tells Nina how he can't allow her to leave him. Creepy. And he pulls the blanket out of the trash and says how he was going to destroy it for her, and then he threatens to testify against her, and he says if they're not married, he would get called as a hostile witness and would be compelled to testify. So then he says he wants, he's sad that she wants to leave him, but if she really wants to be with Franco, that's okay, but if they're married, the DA can't call him to testify against her. So he's getting her really worked up, and then plays the recording of the baby crying, so it really just throws her. And then Rick says he'll stay by her side and help her through this, and then Franco arrives, there's no answer, and he kicks down the door, which was also pretty epic. We watched that a few times too. So, thank you for watching today's video. If you don't already know, today is the kitten's birthday! They are 1 year old today. It's their, oh my goodness, I can't believe they're already a year old. Right, Ekaterina? Right, Ekat? Also, I should have somebody covering recaps for the next 2 days that I'm not going to be here. I will follow me on Twitter for like more updates on that. But I will see you tomorrow. No, I won't see you tomorrow. Hopefully someone will see you tomorrow for General Hospital. And I hope you have a great day. I will be in New York City. So follow my Instagram and even Twitter for more of that. But I will see you next week. And I hope you have a great day. Bye!